Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to continue with our ratios review. So I would go ahead and we're going to work on this together. Tonight for homework, I want you to study this. I want you to read this. I want you to copy it. Okay? In your math journals, you guys can even write ratio review and you can copy everything you see. Not necessarily the questions, but you guys could also copy down the tables. Yes, sir.
So that's going to be our only homework?
For tonight, yes, because tomorrow you have your exam.
Yeah.
Yes, Laura?
You
You can if you like. Yes, you got.
So you still have to read for 3 minutes?
Yes. That's always the case. Reading will never be one of those things where you guys can't do. All right, the most common men's shoe size in the U.S. is reported to be a 10.5, probably because of the Kobe Elites. Foot Locker uses a table like the one below to decide how many pairs of size of 10.5 Kobe Elites when he buys a pair.
They're gone.
Okay.
She only has one.
To buy when they place a shoe order from Kobe's Minions. Okay, go ahead and give it to them.
She only has one.
Okay, can you go ask Miss Yamato too? Give that one to Mario. As we see here, ladies and gentlemen, one thing I noticed from the midterm, or from like the quiz we had a few weeks ago, first off, I only had 2 people pass. And I had everyone else didn't. You had to get 5 out of 6 or 6 out of 6. Had a lot of 4 out of 6s, so some people were close. Had a lot of people though that were, yeah, and a lot of it was simple mistakes. You guys didn't create a question. It asked you to create a question. So we're going to really have to focus on this and be very detailed with this. What is the ratio of the number of pairs of size 10 Kobe Elites that they ordered to the total number of pairs of shoes being ordered? Look at the way it's asking. Kobe Elites to the number of pairs. Look at the way the table is being written. First off, you have to order the ratio in the order that they're asking you. They're asking for Kobe's to the number of shoe sizes. But the table, does the table show us Kobe to number of shoe sizes, or is it shoe sizes or total number of shoes to the number of pairs of shoes sizes?
Number of shoes to
Right. This is a tricky question because it's just a grammatical one. It's basically, can you follow directions? It's like going to Subway and you telling them, I want my bread, I want the ham, and then I want you to put the mustard and mayonnaise. But they don't do that. They get the sandwich, they put the mustard and mayonnaise on the bread, and then they put the ham.
So they were following
Thank you. What were they not doing, Wesley?
Following directions.
Right, but did they still do they still kind of did something like it, right?
Yeah.
But did they do exactly what you wanted them to do? No, that's exactly what this kind of problem is. We need to compare the Kobe Elites to the total number of pairs of shoes being ordered. So 10.5. So the question and the answer for this would be 8 to 100. Because you go with the smallest ratio. Now, if you really want to get small, and you really want to get 100% on this exam, 8 and 100, what's the commonality between those two numbers? What's the significance? Those two numbers have something in common. Yes?
4 and 50.
Okay, 4 and 50. But you're like one step ahead of me. What is it that they have in common, though? They're in a family of numbers that are related to each other. Ivan?
2.
What do we call those numbers?
Even.
Thank you. They're even numbers. So you could technically put 4 and 50, or 2 and what?
50.
50? I already have
2 and
50.
25.
Thank you. 2 and 25.
75.
This is the mistake a lot of people, and actually I'll let you guys pass, but always ask yourself the question, Every time you see a ratio, can I divide this anymore? 2 and 25. Do those things do they have something in common or not?
No. No.
Yes or no?
Yes.
What do they have in common? They're both even? 5's an even number? When did 5 become an even number? 5 is what? An odd number. Is this the lowest way you can write this then?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could if you wanted to get lower, but you would start getting to decimals, and we're not there. It's not asking for that. However, if you still want to get 100% on the exam, you can still put 8 out of 100. I'm only showing you guys this part right here. I'm only showing you that because I want you guys to see that you guys always have to have the mentality of, let me make it smaller than what it is. Okay? All right, let's move on to the next one. Yes?
Gonna be like the same questions and tests.
They'll be similar, but they won't be the same numbers. It'll be the same, like, types of questions. All right, next, plot the values from the table on a coordinate plane and draw a straight line through the points. Label the axis, then use the graph to find the number of pairs of size of 10.5 Kobe Elites they order for a total of 250 pairs of shoes. Let's look at this. It's asking for 250 pairs, right?
Yep.
Is 250 pairs on the table?
No.
Do you think we can figure out what 250 pairs is, though?
Yes.
Look at the ratios we wrote earlier. 4 to 50. Is that related? Is that still part of 8 to 100? Are they related to each other?
Yes.
Are they, what do we call that? It's an E. They're no. Equivalent ratios. What I want you guys to do on the side is to make a new table. I'm going to separate these two so they don't get confused. I'm going to copy the exact words I have on the top. Total number of pairs being ordered to the number of pairs of size 10.5 Kobe Elites to order. But I'm going to make it shorter just because of time. Total number of shoes. Number of Kobe Elites. We got to change this too. Kobe Elites aren't even in style anymore. It's all about the Ultra Boosts or the Yeezys. Yes, Wesley. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. So look it's asking for 250. Is there an equivalent ratio that we already figured out that has the number 50 inside? Raise your hand if you think there's an equivalent ratio that we've already figured out. Look at the numbers you wrote. On the first part A, they're not separated from each other, guys. Part A and part B are the same question. They're part of the same question. Do we have a number 50 that's located in there? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, Yvette.
450.
4 to 50. Laura, do you agree with that? So, let's go ahead and put 50 and 4 because that's the way the table was written on the top. And it's not the way the question's being asked now. And then 8 and 100. If we're adding by 4, what would it be? 12 and? Perfect. Then after that, it would be?
60.
And?
200.
Oh! And after that, it'd be what?
20 and 250.
And let me ask you guys this. Let me go ahead and unzoom it real quick. They need a total order of how many pairs of shoes?
250.
Do we have that 250 right here?
Yes.
Here's the fun part. Let's go ahead and graph this. Right here, you're going to put total number. I put the hashtag sign of shoes. And down here, you're going to put Kobe Elites. You're going to put the X and the Y-axis with the number 0 right here on the bottom. I'm excited because look at it, we're already 10 minutes into it. We'll record it, upload it, put it on YouTube, send the link to your parents, and bam, you got the review tonight. If you forget, like, wait, I forgot, Mr. Garcia, how do you do this? Bang, go to the YouTube link, and you can watch it all over again. Huh? Can you wait? Okay. Where? Total number of shoes. Sorry. I closed my E. Now, here's a nice thing. Look it. I want you guys to count every 2 and count by 4. 4, 1, 2, 8, 1, 2, 12. Where am I getting my numbers from? Am I getting it from this side?
Number
16 and 20. For this side, going up, total number of shoes, we'll count in our increments of 50. 50, 100, 200, I'm sorry, bang. 150, 200, 250. Then I correlate the numbers where they're going together. 4 and 50, 8 and 100, 12 and 150, 16 and 200, and 20 and 250. And then it tells me to draw a straight line through the point.
Something happened.
Oh, that is super cool.
Oh, cool.
It's all right. All right, once you do that, you circle the 250 and you circle this part. And then you answer in a complete sentence. You're not done if you don't answer in a complete sentence. For every 20 Kobe Elites, there will be 250 shoes. And you're done. Yes. Yes, Isaiah?
What happens on the test if you get like everything right, but you don't write the like
Then you get a 3 out of 4.
good sentence?
Well, the sentence, you remember, it's just like the way we do this. It's like your topic sentence. For a topic sentence, all you have to do is restate the what? Right, the question. If you find a way to restate, so basically look for the answer already in the question. Okay? And I would do this. I would copy the words exactly the way I see it in the question, rephrase it with a few thens or the. Add those phrases in there that make it a complete sentence. There will be. And then you put in your number and then the item or whatever it's asking for. Yes, Daniel.
Can
Get rid of the swimming ring.
Sure.
Are we gonna have a test?
All right, let's move on to the back page. I think we're almost done. We have 2 questions left. And we have 15 minutes. See if we can get each one done in 7 minutes. You try to zoom in on this thing. Okay. The ratio of the number of adults a hush fell over the crowd. Thank you. All right, let's continue on. The ratio of the number of adults to the number of students at the school dance has to be 1 to 10. Last year, there were 477 more students than adults at the dance. If the school's expecting the same attendance this year, how many adults have to attend the school dance? Use a table, graph, or tape diagram to justify your answer. So the ratio of the number of adults to the number of students at the school dance was what? It has to be what?
110.
Thank you to the one person that's responding. And parents that are watching this at home, just know that that one student is usually the case, and I have a hard time having everybody pay attention. Thank you. Let me ask it one more time. The ratio of the number of adults to the number of students at the school dance has to be what?
1 to 10.
Okay, wow, that's a little bit better when you guys know that your parents are listening, isn't it? Yeah. So adults to the number of students. Go ahead and write adults and students. 1 adult for every how many students?
477.
1 adult for every how many students?
477.
So 1 adult for 477 students when the problem's saying 1 to 10. 1 adult for every how many students? 10. Thank you. If the school is expecting the same attendance this year, how many adults have to attend the school dance? Last year there were 477 more students than adults at the dance. 477 more students.
47.
Huh?
47.
Where did you get that from?
Because I turned the tens into 1.
How many students total, Jesus?
477.
There you go.
Bless you.
how many adults? If we're going to count by tens, 2 would be 20, 3, 40. If we do 40 adults, how many students is that? I'm sorry, this is 30.
40. Oh.
If we do 45 adults, how many students is that?
450.
If we do 447 adults, how many?
407.
But that means you still have 7 students. Maybe we could do, can we get an adult that's like 47.5?
No, because that would be half of a person.
And you can't.
The half of a person, does that make sense?
No.
What if we get 48 adults? How many students?
480.
You would be one person over, but still works.
So this is what the part where you guys have to be common sense. Think about it this way. 48 adults need to attend a school dance in order for the ratio to work. Unless you want 47 adults and half a person. Stick your tongue out. Haha. That doesn't make sense, does it? Can I have 47.5 adults there?
No.
Can I have half a person?
No.
If I were to invite Mrs. Conklin and say, hey, you know what? We need you there, but we need to cut you in half so that the ratio can be exactly even.
She would be dead.
Yeah, so see, you can't really have half a person. You kill them. So, it just go over. It just go over, right? Yes, Isaiah.
Can you zoom in?
We got one more problem to work on, and then we'll go to lunch. Not homework. You're just going to take us home and look at it. Yeah, you're going to review this. Wait, let me finish this. Guys, we got like 4 minutes before lunch, and we got to get this last question done. If you didn't get a chance to copy it, have no fear. You're going to take this home tonight? You can watch it on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, let's keep going. Most television shows use 18 minutes of every hour for commercials, leaving the remaining 42 minutes for the actual show. One popular television show wants to change the ratio of commercial time to be 3 to 7. Create 2 ratio tables, one for the normal ratio of commercials to the programming, and another for the proposed, meaning the idea of commercials to programming. Use the ratio tables to make a statement about which ratio would mean fewer commercials for viewing, watching 2 hours of television. We're going to break this question apart first off. 18 plus 42. That means that 18 minutes is commercials and 42 is a show. How many minutes is that?
60.
60. How many minutes are in an hour?
60.
60 minutes. We have two different types of discussions we're talking about here. First off, most television shows would be the normal one. Let's go ahead and write normal. And you're going to put 18 to 42. You could put normal TV. Next, you can put proposed. And that one is 3 to 7. The 18 is commercials. The 42 is the show. Same for this side. Commercials and show. Can you guys agree that the normal TV is already 1 hour?
Yeah.
Look what the last question is asking. Use the ratio tables to make a statement about which ratio would mean fewer commercials for viewers watching the 2 hours of television. What do we have to do to the normal one to make it 2 hours?
Multiply by 2.
Yeah. Or just add. 18 plus 18 is?
36.
42 plus 42 is?
84.
This is 2 hours. That means 36 minutes of commercials and 84 minutes of the actual television show. Usually, I remember back in the day, like in the 90s, like they would always have like Saturday night movies coming on ABC. It was always 2 hours. Yeah. But I was like, but I would remember seeing, I remember watching this in the theaters or on the VHS.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like 80 minutes. Why is it 2 hours? And I'm like, oh, and they started clicking. Commercial. That's what they do. Now, the proposed TV schedule, 3 plus 7 equals what?
14.
That's 10 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and just keep bringing this up until we get to 1 hour, okay? This one's going to be a little longer. 6 and what? It's the next side. 9 and...
21.
No. Wait. You're right, yeah. Thank you. Sorry, I didn't want to admit that the answer was what?
21.
Thank you. All right, 12 and... And somebody stop me once we get to 60.
Okay.
15 and...
36.
18 and...
No, you made a
36
mistake
and
with the
35.
ratio. It's not 36, 35.
Oh, my bad. 35. 35 plus 7 is...
42.
Wait a second. That's the same number as this one.
So we need
We can add it again. Let's multiply this by 2. What's 18 times 2?
36.
84.
So this is what you would do. Like, haha, I caught ya. This is what you would respond on the bottom. The normal TV and commercial time is the same as the proposed. Leave the deal alone. Bam, you're done.
On the test.